Good morning. Welcome to a continuation of Bible prophecy. Spake Jesus, part 2, after the cross, is the title of this one. I decided to just kind of back up just a little bit from where I began on the other one and just bring back the chart which I have before me, just by identification purpose. What you see behind me on the chart is you got a white horse, red horse, a black horse, and pale horse in sequence. First was the white horse, second was the red horse, third was the black horse, and number four is the pale horse. This is in sequence how they came to be. This is how God revealed this to us. White represent a peoples or a nation having a genetic chemical having a genetic color code with a chemical makeup of little or no pigmentation. A person, the black horse, symbolizes a person or persons having a person or peoples having a high pigment count as the chemical makeup of their genetic color code. But you have a red horse and you have a pale horse. These are secondary symbols. Excuse me, the white horse and the black horse are primary symbols. The black horse is how the original was the genetic color code of the original man of the human race. This is how it began. It began with Adam and Eve being a product of a person having a high pigment count, which resolute into a person of the black race. And as you know, as Eve was taken from the body of Adam, she also was a person of the black race because she came from the fruits from the lungs of Adam. Now, the red horse. Red horse is the symbol of the white horse. The red horse gives you a characteristics of the red horse, the mindset of the red horse, of the white horse, because it tells you in the beginning that the white horse, I read it here for reference purpose, Revelation chapter 6, and I saw when the Lamb opened one of the seals, and I heard as it were the noise of thunder. One of the four beasts saying, Come and see. Verse 2, and I saw, and behold, a white horse, and he that sat on him had a bow, and a crown was given unto him, and he went forth conquering and to conquer. In other words, he went out to slay pagans. And when he went out to slay people, he cannot slay a person without spilling the blood of human beings. By the blood being red, it means during the conquest of this white horse, which is a white nation, to symbol of the red horse, it tells you how much blood he had to shed. This was his agenda. This was all about, because he had colored his mane completely red, that this was his life. This is what he do. He loved to kill. And when he had opened the second seal, I heard the second beast say, Come and see. And there went out another horse that was red, and power was given unto him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another. And there was given unto him a great sword. A great sword was given to him. It was granted weapons of mass destruction. This means a superpower, which is consistent with the United States of America, was given a great sword. In other words, he had marched through the breadth of the earth, which God confirmed in Nebuchadnezzar, slaying peoples and nations of the earth, taking their resources, speaking concerning this matter in the book of Habakkuk chapter 1, where he said he continues to empty his net and go out and slay peoples. Will he continue to wastefully exploit everything? Once he go and conquer, seize and conquer, he exploit that. And he go back and kill. And he come back. He go back and kill and go back in the name of peace. Now, this year became the United States of America. And President George W. Bush was the trigger part. This war, he letting us know that without this war will not cease until it have taken peace from the entire world. Every man would be fighting with his destroying weapon. It would be a world war threat. That's what God is telling you here. Okay. It was given him a great one. Now, verse 5, Revelation 6:5. And when he had opened the third seal, I heard the third beast say, Come and see. And I beheld, and lo, a black horse, and he that sat on him had a pair of balances in his hand. And I heard a voice in the midst of the four beasts say, A measure of wheat for a penny, and 3 measures of barley for a penny, and see thou hurt not the oil and the wine. The pale horse had a pair of balance in his hand. A pair of balance means equal justice, meaning this was a God-sent man. This was his coat name was black, so they tell you this was a black prophet sent by God at the time near the return of Jesus Christ. He was the one to prophesy. But during the range of this prophet and his prophecy, it was going to be an economic downturn. That the infrastructure of not only of the United States but of the world was going to be shaken during the range of this. It would be part of the fulfilling of the prophecy spoken of in Isaiah chapter 2, where God said he was going to attack the feet of this image who was great. Attack the foot soldiers, destroy their food chain, destroy anything about that flesh. He was going to destroy it and destroy their weapons. And once he destroyed the weapons, all these rich nations who was rich, depending on these poor people to fight one against the other, to kill one another, nation after nations, then they had no power. They become powerless if there is no one to serve them to fight their wars for them. But before this, all they did is take and create wars, but the poor man, which is symbolized by the flesh of the feet of Daniel chapter 2, part of the military tanks and all that. Without them, the rich man had no power. So, this is where we are today in Bible prophecy. Now, but he tells you the food chain would be disturbed here and somewhat also in this part. This is where the infrastructure of the United States, this is where we are today, where we have an economic downturn and people are being laid off the job, and they're continuing trying to revive that rich man because his strength lies in his riches. But if God destroy the money where the value of the dollar is no more good and not accepted on earth, then a man is not going out there and slay for nothing. He's not going to fight for nothing if there's no value to the dollar. They fight not for the integrity of the land, but they fight to feed that. You can't fight a war out there and you don't have food out there in the military. This is what we are talking about. Now, verse 8. And I looked and beheld, verse 7. And when he had opened the fourth seal, I heard the voice of the fourth beast say, Come and see. And I looked, and behold, a pale horse, and his name that sat on him was